Hey there, and welcome into Main Street Living. We're so excited to be back. I'm Danielle Alvari.
Hey guys, I'm Quincy Carr.
I'm Cheryl Nelson. Happy to be here as always.
Yes, really enjoying summer. It's reminding me of growing up and playing outside. And it makes me think, do you guys have any siblings? Because Cheryl has big sister energy.
Oh my gosh, you know me too well. And yes, I am the big sister. I'm the oldest. There's two of us. I've got a younger sister. Her name is Diana. And when we were growing up, we would maybe I would start the fights, but she'd always say,
Sounds
Cheryl,
about
play
right.
with me, play with me. And I was too cool for school. But now we're the best of friends.
That's how it should
Quincy,
go.
what about you?
I'm a middle child, so that's why I'm the way I am right now.
That explains
That's
a
all I
lot.
gotta say. Yeah, I'm just a
Just
middle
always
kid.
calm, rolls with the punches. Yes. And I actually am the younger one. I have an older brother. So that's funny. We've actually talked about this, I think, before. Quincy's the middle. Cheryl's got the older sister thing going, and I got the baby of the family thing going on.
Yeah.
So we have a really cool family coming up on the show a little bit later on, and we'll see if they can get together a little bit better than my brother and I did.
Yes, I can't wait to get to that. But we've got a lot of things coming up on today's show. In fact, I traveled to Las Vegas to dive into drought issues and learn ways to conserve water. And we'll also share ways to stay cool this summer.
That's right, and you got to get ready to be awake because we got an interview with Integrity Treatment Solutions for a better rest at night.
Yes, and tax season is over, but we can start looking ahead to next year.
But first, we'll meet a musical family, including the new National Fiddle Champion. Stay with us.
Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Cheryl, mastering a skill takes hard work, dedication, and of course, lots of practice and patience. Now, especially if you're trying to learn to play an instrument. But the question is, does that make it any easier if that practice is with your siblings?
That would probably depend on who you ask. For me, not so much. But our next guests are pretty good at creating family harmony. Please welcome Ranelle, Brie and Aspen Dietrich, the Arizona Wildflowers. I love the name. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, this is super cool. And the fact that you all get along really amazes me. So how did you get started playing music together, and what instruments do you each play?
So our older sisters, we used to play Suzuki, and one of our teachers said that you should start a fiddle contest, or you should join into a fiddle contest. So we tried it, and we really loved it, and so that's what we've been doing ever since. And I play mandolin, guitar, and fiddle, and Aspen plays guitar and fiddle, and Bree plays guitar, fiddle, banjo, bass, and mandolin.
Whoa, that's a
Oh
lot of
my goodness.
instruments.
You guys
I
do it
only,
all.
yeah, I only ever learned to play the violin, and Danielle, I'm
enough.
impressed.
Well, so it must be so fun to play with each other. What's the best part about playing music together?
Probably just spending time as a family, and then when you get to shows and places like that, you don't really have to warm up so much because you live together and you practice every day.
Was it hard to start the band, and what made you come up with that, and also the name? Where did that come from?
Yeah, no, it wasn't that hard. We just decided one day that we wanted to start a band because one of our friends were doing a band contest, and they said we should do it, so we did. And yeah, so we were driving in the car one day, and we were trying to come up with a band name, and then Daddy said, "Why not the Arizona Wildflowers?" So yeah, it's been like that ever since.
All right, so shout out to Dad for that one. Well, this is so cool too. This is the kind of thing, you guys, that if I was little and I was watching this, I would be like, I have to start a band now. I need some sisters to do this. Do you guys play shows? Where do you usually play if people want to come see you?
Yeah, we play all over the state and the country, but we play a lot in the state. Wickenburg, Mason, Cascand. Yeah, we play. So, I mean, if you go onto our Facebook, you can find out where we're going to play.
And we play a lot
bluegrass for schools and private events. Yeah.
I bet a lot of kids would like to be exactly like you guys and your family. And speaking of your family, there's a lot of talent, not just you ladies, but also your little brother Sawyer. And he was just named the National Small Fry Fiddle Champion. I love the title. Let's bring Sawyer in. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that hat. Adorable. Congratulations on winning this National Fiddling Championship. Tell us, what was it like to compete, and were you nervous?
No, it was compete. There were a lot of kids. It was just really fun.
Yeah, what was the prize that you won? Was it a trophy?
I won this.
Oh, wow, so cool. Does it look like a fiddle?
Yeah.
That's adorable. Sawyer, how old are you?
7.
7, and you're already winning big prizes. Ladies, girls, are you impressed with your brother? Are you proud of him?
Yeah. It was awesome to see him win.
So how often do you make everybody practice together?
We practice as a band every day, and then we practice our separate fiddling for our fiddle contests every day also. So, yeah.
Do you guys enjoy practicing, or is that part, it's not the fun part, the performing's the fun part?
Well, we like winning, and if you want to go to practice, so you just kind of have to learn to deal with it.
I love that. We like winning. She gets it.
Yep, just like winning, very competitive. And what's your advice for somebody who might be trying to start out playing the fiddle or another one of these instruments? Because I think they're hard to learn.
Probably just sticking with it, even on days that it seems hard. Just sticking with it, because if you don't, then you're not going to get anywhere. So just keep with it.
So obviously we have to hear this, the Arizona Wildflowers. Could you guys play something for us?
We can, yeah.
All right. We've got one more. Look at that. A team of 5. Let's do it, guys.
Amazing! You guys are amazing. See, this is the kind of band I want to live next door to. I'm like, oh yes, they're at it. It was so nice to talk with you guys all, and remind us, how can viewers keep up with you guys and find out where you'll be playing?
On Facebook and YouTube.
All right, the Arizona Wildflowers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good,
They're
Danielle.
so
That was a
good. And I
treat.
love too, she's like, we love winning and we know we have to practice to do that. And also she's like, you just have to deal with it. So they're learning such good life lessons too by doing that. I love that so much. Definitely check them out, like they said. And coming up, we have to check out what's going on with the drought right now. I love summer, but I do not love this drought.
Hey guys, welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Cheryl, the effects of climate change are showing up all around the country and all around the world. In fact, in some places that means superstorms and floods, and in the Southwestern United States, it has meant drought.
Yes, the new studies show that the current mega drought is the worst drought the region has experienced in more than 1,000 years, making every drop of water even more precious.
Yes, I had the opportunity through a Water Desk grant from the University of Colorado Boulder Center for Environmental Journalism to dive deeper into the water crisis that is impacting Las Vegas and the entire Southwest. Take a look.
Water is the lifeblood that built this community. People first settled here in Las Vegas because there were springs. Las Vegas means the meadow in Spanish.
As the climate continues to change, so does the landscape of not only Las Vegas, but also much of the western United States. In August 2021, in the midst of the longest sustained drought along the Colorado River, the Bureau of Reclamation declared the first ever water shortage along the Colorado River. As the drought continues to impact the West, the Southern Nevada Water Authority and the city of Las Vegas, the home of America's biggest adult playground, are keeping a close eye on the local water supply.
Lake Mead is the reservoir for the lower basin for the states of Arizona, Nevada, California, and Mexico, and 90% of our water comes from the Colorado River. The other 10%, we have groundwater wells here in Southern Nevada. But the shortage declaration of this past year, what it does, it exemplifies the need to continue water conservation here in our community.
Thankfully, the Las Vegas Valley Water District and Southern Nevada Water Authority already have a lot of water conservation tools in their toolbox.
Everything that touches a drain gets returned to Lake Mead and allows us to extend beyond our Colorado River allocation. We're one of the few communities in the country that lives right on our water source, and we return all of that water that we use indoors to that water source.
This accounts for 40% of their water usage. However, because 60% of their water usage occurs outdoors, there is still room for improvement.
One of the new steps that we are taking is beginning in 2026, 2027, you will no longer be able to utilize Colorado River to water ornamental turf. We have turf grass here in the valley that nobody uses for recreational purposes. The only people who step foot on that grass are the people who mow it. And that, removing that 5,000 acres of grass here in Southern Nevada will save us about 9.5 billion gallons of water each year. That's about 12% of our annual water use. By comparison, the Las Vegas Strip and the resorts here in our community only consumptively use about 4% of that water. So the removal of that grass is extremely important to us here in Southern Nevada. Grass is our biggest water user.
Living in the desert Southwest doesn't mean that you can't have greenery in your yard. In fact, these homeowners joined the Water Smart Landscape program, and all they needed? Artificial turf and drought-tolerant plants.
Through the program, approved participants not only initially receive $3 per square foot of turf grass put in, but they also enjoy a lower monthly water bill due to less home water usage.
The financial benefit was nice, but that wasn't the whole reason. We wanted our house to still look aesthetically the way we wanted it to be, pleasing to our eye, to the plants that we had put in, but we wanted to conserve water. We think it was very important to show our neighborhood, show that we care about our water usage, and we're sensitive about that. We've seen Lake Mead drop tremendously in volume, and that's a lot of our water source. So we thought we need to contribute to saving some water.
Since the start of the Water Smart Landscapes program in 1999, 200 million square feet of grass in the Las Vegas Valley has already been removed, saving billions of gallons of water. However, where natural grass remains, water waste still occurs. But thanks to the Las Vegas Valley Water Waste investigators, it does not go unnoticed.
Possible one or more spray heads may be broken and causing runoff.
As I learned during a morning ride-along, this is something water waste investigators take seriously.
If they have not received a warning, then they'll receive that first warning. They obviously wouldn't get a fine right there. Depending on the violation, they get 2 weeks or a week to fix it. If it's excessive runoff or watering on a non-assigned day, for example, they have 2 weeks to fix that. If it's something that's malfunctioning, like a broken sprinkler head, irrigation system leak, stuck irrigation valve, anything like that, that would take 1 week to fix. We'll return. If the issue has not been corrected by the time we come back, then that could result in a fine.
Over the years, the Las Vegas Valley has adapted, and they now have a greater appreciation for this precious resource. Everyone can help conserve water, even by just making small changes at home.
If you live in a community where you don't recycle your indoor water use, then take shorter showers. Then turn the water off while you're brushing your teeth. Check that toilet flapper in your bathroom to make sure it's not degrading, and make sure you have aerators on your sink faucet.
For more indoor and outdoor water conservation tips that you can implement in your community, visit www.snwa.com.
Wow, Cheryl. Well, first of all, welcome back to the show. And secondly, great job. I can see the importance that saving water is for a lot of people in the country.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Cheryl, I'm always so impressed because you go out of your way to go get these grants and cover these stories that are so important. I just think that's really excellent journalism on your part.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are the best. It was really eye-opening to go out there to Las Vegas and see all this stuff firsthand. And to find out more information and how you can conserve water at home, just visit snwa.com. But next, coming up on Main Street Living, if you feel tired all the time, you don't want to miss our next segment. We'll explore why you might not be getting a good night's sleep.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. Now, guys, we all know the feeling of waking up from a night of sleep that was probably too short and then reaching for a little extra coffee. No big deal, right? But actually not getting enough rest has impacts that go far beyond just feeling tired the next day. It affects almost every function in your body.
Which is important, Danielle, because our next guest, they've made it their mission to help their clients get the sleep they need to live their best lives, right? Please welcome to Main Street Living, David and Kim Krepp from Integrity Treatment Solutions. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
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 Well, good morning. I mean, you both look well rested. So, David, I'll start with you. Please share with us how Integrity Treatment Solutions got its start.
Well, I got to start. I'm a respiratory therapist by trade, and I worked for a few different companies over my lifetime. And I had this urge to start my own company simply because the service was horrendous here in where we live. And so I wanted to make a company that had better standards, of care and also be able to cater to people that don't have insurance or have high deductibles, because they kind of get left out of the picture when they don't have insurance or high deductibles. They don't get the care they need. So I wanted to do something where we're doing just private pay for doing home sleep testing and CPAP equipment.
Absolutely. And a lot of people don't understand how important sleep is for your health, overall well-being. So Kim, let's talk about it. Why is having good sleep so important?
Having good sleep affects every aspect of our lives and how we function during the day. Memory, for you to have good memory cognition, to think clearly throughout the day, to reduce our risk of heart disease, of stroke, and depression. Without good sleep, all of those things can come to fruition. And that's something that we're trying to help eliminate as much as we can through our business.
Got you. And see, I think the concern that I have is I think I'm sleeping well, of course, right? I mean, I work a lot and I'm thinking I'm sleeping well. So David, how common is it for people to not get good rest, even if it feels like they're sleeping throughout the night?
It's actually very common to not get good rest, and someone doesn't usually realize it themselves. A lot of times you'll have a partner or a spouse that'll say, you were moving around all night, you were snoring, you were gasping for air, you looked restless. And so sometimes they spring the light on the whole situation. So it's very common. I think 1 out of every 4 men may have sleep apnea. 1 out of every 5 women may have sleep apnea. So it's a common occurrence.
Absolutely. And let's define what sleep apnea is, because a lot of people have heard about it. We've heard about the CPAP machines, and a lot of people hear about the technology and they don't want to get tested because they don't want a CPAP. They don't want that equipment. But what is having this issue, having sleep apnea, and talk about some of the technology that can help?
So what is sleep apnea? Good question. Sleep apnea is usually when someone gasps for air or stops breathing during the night, and it's caused by, most often, obstruction in the throat area or in the nasal cavity, and the air simply can't get through. And so if that air can't get through, the person will gasp, they'll pause in their breathing, and their oxygen levels will decrease, which is a danger over long term. And then they get restless too because their body wants to respond to that apnea. So their brain kind of flashes awake, and then it goes back to sleep, and it can happen over and over and over. So bottom line, someone will be very tired in the morning. They feel like they didn't sleep. There's others that don't feel the results, but many do. And they wonder why they fall asleep easily when they sit down, or even when they drive, they can fall asleep.
Yikes.
Wow. And now that makes sense because I have a barber client that does that. And, you know,
Sorry.
he'll just be in the chair and he'll just be like, hey, man. And then he wakes up. So
I've done that.
you know, hold on. Was it you, Cheryl? That was
It might have been me. But I want to get to the second part of that question, and this is for Kim. How do you determine what equipment the client might need? Does everybody need a CPAP?
No, not everybody needs a CPAP. I think the best thing to do with us, or what we do, is that we like to listen to our customer, whether it's on the phone or they walk into our office. Once we listen and hear what they're having to say, it may go as far as to where we need to reach out to their provider, their doctor, their nurse practitioner, or physician's assistant, and find out what the best type of therapy will be for them. Oftentimes it can start with a home sleep test or an in-lab sleep test, just to identify if they truly have obstructive sleep apnea or another sleep disorder. Once that's determined, then we can work with them and their provider to determine what the best type of therapy and equipment there is. Not everybody will need a CPAP. There are some people or not do well with the CPAP. We have a very good, we have a good rapport with our clients that come through here. So working with them with their equipment, they usually do very well, but there are some who may have sleep apnea, positional sleep apnea. And for that, we have what's called the night shift. And that may be something that works better for them than the CPAP. So we're there to help determine with the provider and listen to what they have to say to at least get them some type of therapy.
I get that. And, you know, when it comes to listening to what people have to say, let's talk about really quickly how your service is different from others, but also what do your customers say about Integrity Treatment Solutions? Like, I know you guys have Google 5-star ratings, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we do. We're very proud of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like to say we actually have service at our company, which is not common these days anymore. So we want to be a company that you can come to and find the actual solution to what you're come in for. Mm-hmm. Even if we can't help people, we also can direct them to someone who can. But we do our best to answer their problems, even on the phone. So we that's our main goal, is to someone walks out of here happy and has a solution to their problem.
Well, and we not only have respiratory therapists here in our store, but every employee here has had experience in the sleep industry or with durable medical equipment. So that's very important to us.
Absolutely. You guys have a lot of expertise there. And if your partner is snoring, don't just keep elbowing. It might be an actual problem. I got to get over that myself. But where can our viewers go to get more information?
They can visit us on our website at itscpap.com, or they can call us at 520-274-4830.
All right. Very useful information there. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Very much.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right.
All right, Q, good stuff there. We'll have to find out one day if you snore. But in the meantime, coming up next on Main Street Living, the heat is on across much of the country, and we've got tips to help you stay cool this summer. Stay with us. Welcome back to Main Street Living. Danielle, Quincy, one of the best things about summer is spending time outdoors. But I gotta say, in some parts of the country, it's just too hot to be comfortable outside.
Right, Cheryl. And the solution is obviously not to stay inside all summer. There are ways to control the heat even when you're outside.
That's right. Let's check out all of the cool options Mist America has to keep you chilling all summer long.
Hi, my name is Dave Johnson. I'm President and CEO of Mist America. Mist America was founded in 1994, and since then we've done over 15,000 residential installations and over 2,500 commercial installations around the globe. We started off selling mainly line mist systems and gradually moved into directional fan systems and fog effect systems for our residential and commercial customers. During the 2008 housing crisis, we began development on an overhead misting fan, which became our Mist 360 product line. Here's how it works. Our patented Mist 360 system combines the high-speed airflow from our fans with highly pressurized mist generated through our industry-leading ruby-tipped nozzles. By directing the perfect combination of mist and air through a series of chutes, a flash-evaporated cool breeze is propelled downward at just the right angle toward those sitting underneath it. The result is a cool, comfortable breeze that doesn't get you or anything around you wet. This continuous creation of cold air provides an overall ambient temperature drop of 15 to 20% in the area beneath the Mist 360. It's the ideal replacement for any old and ineffective ceiling fan. You can install the system yourself in about an hour, and it can be run with or without mist to effectively cool all year long. We currently offer 3 distinct styles of Mist 360 fans, as well as mist line systems and directional fan units, which gives us the ability to provide an effective cooling solution for any size outdoor space. We make every misting application that we sell in-house, giving us quality control expertise as well as the ability to put together the ideal solution for any customer, regardless of their size. Over half of our staff has been here for 10 plus years, so that depth of experience is invaluable in manufacturing, designing, and installing the correct cooling solution for you. Our sales process typically starts with an in-home consultation, where we find out how and when you use your patio based upon your unique circumstances while utilizing our years of experience. Our goal is to provide you with the ideal outdoor comfort solution for your home, both aesthetically and functionally. In addition to providing relief during the hottest times of the day, we have found that the Mist 360 line is ideal for the evening hours, after the sun sets, where we can drop the temperature into the 70s, making for a beautiful outdoor experience. Our customers typically use these fans 9 to 10 months a year, making it a truly year-round solution. In our efforts to provide a simpler and more cost-effective cooling solution, we recently launched a new division focused on DIY-friendly kits that can be ordered online for immediate delivery. These kits are the ideal upgrade to the old, ineffective ceiling fans that just don't work in the summer heat. So the things to remember about Mist America are that we're locally owned, we've been in business over 25 years, and misting is all we do. We encourage you to visit mistamerica.com. From there, you can either order your do-it-yourself kit or fill out a contact form for a free in-home consultation. We look forward to cooling you soon.
Okay, sign me up. I need one of these right now.
I could feel, did you feel the mist I could feel it through the screen. I could feel the refreshments. Absolutely. And you can find more information about how you can stay cool and comfortable this summer at mistamerica.com. That's mist with a T, not Miss America. Coming up, we're going to talk about how you can save money on your taxes next year. Yes, we're already looking ahead.
Welcome back to Main Street Living. Quincy, Danielle, we've all heard the old saying about the 2 things in life that you cannot escape: death and taxes. Oh, which are 2 things we usually wish we didn't have to talk about.
Yes, but it turns out that if we spend just a little more time thinking about our taxes, it could save us some real cash when it's time to pay up. Our resident tax expert is here with some advice. Let's welcome back to Main Street Living tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Now, it might seem weird that we're having you on because it's not necessarily tax season right now, but what are some things that viewers can do to get ahead of next tax season?
Yeah, you're right. I apologize. I think most people would prefer to just forget about taxes for the summer, but yeah, if you have some downtime, always a good opportunity to kind of get ahead for next season. So, really, what I'm preaching is, just become more knowledgeable about your taxes. Everyone come tax season can benefit from having a little more knowledge and just being a little bit less stressed about the whole process of getting their taxes filed and getting them paid.
Gotcha. So Adam, getting familiar with the tax code sounds pretty overwhelming. Okay, and I'm just a regular person. Like, any tips to help narrow that down?
Yeah, no, the tax code it's a ridiculous set of rules. So I'm not advocating, bust out the tax code and start reading it at the beach. Really, what we're saying is 99% of the tax code, it's not going to apply to the average taxpayer. They don't need to know it. There's a rule in there about excluding the value of your Olympic gold medal. Most people aren't going to need that one, unfortunately. So really what we're saying is just be concerned about the relatively few tax rules that impact your own tax return.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. So where can we find the tax code? I'm assuming there are different codes for different states as well as the federal code.
Yeah. So when we say tax code, we're really talking about the Internal Revenue Code. That's like the massive set of rules that follow federal tax regulations. And then under that, there's case law, there's guidance from the IRS. If you've ever had to go on their website, you've seen these publications that are supposed to clarify things, but end up being more confusing than anything. And then aside from that, you have, state tax. It's for the most part going to follow federal tax rules, but there's some big divergences there. And then in some areas, you're going to have local tax as well. So, all this information is available online, but it's really a mess. So it just gets back to my first point, just start with your own taxes. And then if you need to dig in on one or two issues, it's just a Google search away.
Gotcha. Google search away. Now, let's just say someone is interested, like Danielle is interested in becoming more knowledgeable about her taxes. Like, how should someone like her get started?
Yeah. So Danielle, you're interested. You should start with, your last year's tax return. So I'd say get out your last year's return. Form 1040s, going to be the first page there. And really look and see what lines are populated. And then, make sure you understand those rules. So if you have dividend income and you see, what's a qualified dividend, go in and figure it out. Likewise, if you see anything that's missing. So, a lot of taxpayers now are paying a ton in student loan interest. And then they look at their tax return and they go like, well, that's limited to $2,500. That would be a rule that you'd want to dig in and really figure out how it impacts your actual tax return.
Gotcha, Danielle. I'll be sending mine to you, Danielle.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I personally, I have at least 4 or 5 jobs a year, it seems. So taxes are a mess for me. So definitely something worth digging into earlier ahead of time. So that when tax season comes, I'm really just doing the logistics of putting it together as opposed to looking everything up. So once a viewer kind of does that and knows about the tax rules that are impacting their return, from there, what should they do?
Well, I'd say focus on 2 issues. One is tax savings, and the other is, of just less stress. So on the tax savings side, look at ways that you can reduce your tax burden. So, most people are going to be wage earners. A lot of times they can elect to have taxes. They can elect to have income withheld for either retirement or health savings account, dependent care accounts, things like that will help them set aside money that will be tax-free.
All right. Well, Adam, you talked to me about how to narrow down, tips for, tax code. You helped Danielle with digging in a little bit deeper about figuring out what they can save. Any final advice for the viewers out here?
Yeah. When in doubt, save for retirement. It's either, for most taxpayers, it's either going to save you money today, tax-wise, or it's going to help you reduce your tax burden in the future.
Awesome.
So important. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adam. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Wow. Danielle, there are so many rules regarding taxes, but up next, how about we change gears to find out what could your return on a career in gaming be like? This should be pretty interesting.
Welcome back into Main Street Living. If you're anything like me, you probably have played a video game in your life and enjoyed it quite a bit. And now playing video games has become a mainstream leisure activity all around the world.
Yeah, guys, gamers are no longer banished to the basement. In fact, revenue dollars from the gaming industry add up to more than the movie and music industry combined.
That's right, Cheryl. And the University of California at Irvine was the first public university to create an official esports program, which is now regarded as one of the world's best. Now, they even offer scholarships. You guys got to check this out.
Welcome to the main event.
Esports is the competitive element that comes with video games. We all know video games are wildly popular. A small portion of people who love video games really want to compete and see who the best is. And they've really flourished in the last few years with just internet technology improving, games improving, and now there's this whole entertainment aspect that comes to esports. So people are playing competitively in a community environment and being entertained. Yeah, in 2015, we saw an opportunity to build something that would be really special and unique to UCI that built upon the strengths of our university. We had a really thriving gaming community that had just been ranked the #1 school for gamers by College Magazine. Our clubs were winning major tournaments. They were hosting wildly successful events. Our faculty were teaching and researching video game design.
So we were the first public university to create an official esports program or department, and one of the first programs just in North America overall.
Our esports program has 5 pillars. We compete with coaches and scholarships and great teams. We support academics and research, so we engage with our faculty and graduate students to advance what we know around humans and technology. Third pillar is around community, making the world a better place, improving behavior, pushing for diversity and inclusion. Fourth pillar is around entertainment, creating great content online, hosting live events. Our fifth pillar is around careers and helping people get where they want to go after their UCI career.
I think sometimes people underestimate just how many disciplines are involved in the esports industry. It's not all about playing, it's not all about game design, and the things that you see on the screen. Like, we have so many interns that are involved that are working on like digital content, streaming, journalism, managing teams. They're doing marketing, social media management. Pretty much any discipline you can think of, there's a way to do that within the esports industry.
I don't play like sports or anything, so video games is kind of like my way to be in a team environment and to be a competitive player. I think being on the team has really taught me or given me a lot of skills, just like personally. Time management is probably a big one. I don't think I would be this organized if I didn't have to balance being on the team and all my schoolwork.
We want to be a well-rounded program. We want to be valuable for our students. We want to still compete at the highest levels, but that isn't like the sole thing that we focus on. We want to focus on our students graduating and getting good jobs. We want them to have really valuable experiences as they are, going through their college life.
Well, I would say there's a huge opportunity when you validate somebody's passions. And we know that 90+% of young people are playing video games. They're very important to our world right now. When we say you are not just welcome, you're not just allowed to exist, we're going to encourage it. We're going to put you in a structured environment. We're going to teach you how to play the games at the highest level. We're going to talk about balance and nutrition and sleep and team dynamics and mental health. And we're going to help you be the best player you can be.
Wow, ladies, it is amazing how the gaming world has so much impact on the job market more than ever, and it's still growing.
And there's so much money in esports. It's unbelievable.
Ooh, give me some of that money. You can find out about the opportunities available in the University of California, Irvine's esports program at esports.uci.edu. Until then, don't go anywhere. More Main Street Living next.
Welcome back into Main Street Living one last time. It's time to get outdoors, guys, and maybe go see the Arizona Wildflowers while you're at it.
That's right. Get outdoors and enjoy a lot of stuff. And of course, if you enjoy this show, you can catch this one and so many others on our Cox Contour app.
And as always, we have new episodes of Main Street Living Mondays at 9 p.m. local time. So until then, join us as we take another stroll down Main Street.